So welcome back to my channel MedTales with Atharva, and today's topic is CP fascia, that is the clavipectoral fascia and the axilla. Okay, so हमारे दो topics, very important topics, CP fascia and axilla है, and these two are the most important topics in the dissection of the superior extremity. Okay, so चलिए शुरू करते हैं हमारा आज का वीडियो with the clavipectoral fascia. So clavipectoral fascia. Okay, so the clavipectoral fascia. What is the clavipectoral fascia? It is a fascia. It is a fascia that covers the pectoral region, that is present in the pectoral region. Okay, and it extends from under the clavicle to the 4th or 6th intercostal spaces. Some books say it is 4th intercostal space, some say 6th, so we can take it 4 or 6. Okay, so it is between the clavicle and the 4th or 6th intercostal spaces, and that is why, because it covers the pectoral regions, it is known as the clavipectoral fascia, and it is attached to clavicle. Now we will see a section from the lateral side. Okay, so this is a section from this side that we are seeing of the which will be able to show the clavipectoral fascia. Okay, now this dome is the axillary dome, and this contour is made by the clavipectoral fascia, and we will see how. Now this is the clavicle bone. This is the clavicle bone, and from the clavicle bone what we have is this muscle. Okay, this muscle attached to the clavicle, to the undersurface of the clavicle, that is the subclavius muscle. So this is the subclavius muscle, and I'll mark this with the blue ink. This is the fascia. Okay, so the clavipectoral fascia, it is attached to the clavicle over here, and it encloses the subclavius muscle. Then the two layers of the clavipectoral fascia, then they combine, then they again diverge, and then they again combine. Okay, so the second time the two layers again diverge to enclose another muscle in between. What is this muscle? This muscle is the pectoralis minor muscle. This muscle is the pectoralis minor muscle. To the clavicle, on the anterior side to the clavipectoral fascia and the pectoralis minor muscle, attached to the clavicle, there is this great muscle, a huge muscle actually. It is the pectoralis major muscle. What is this? This is the pectoralis major. Okay, now what is this? So the pectoralis major muscle, when we dissect it, we will be able to see the CP fascia. Okay, and the CP fascia, it encloses two muscles. One is the subclavius, the other one is the pectoralis minor muscle. Okay, so this one is our concerned fascia, CP fascia. And what is this? This is a continuation only of the CP fascia, which is also known as the suspensory ligament. Suspensory ligament of axilla, because it suspends the axilla. It keeps the axilla pulled up as a suspensory ligament. So it is the suspensory ligament of the axilla, and it does helps to maintain this dome contour of the axilla. So that is the CP fascia from the lateral side. We have seen it in a section. Okay, let us see the structures that pairs the CP fascia. Okay, so now we will discuss the structures that pairs the clavipectoral fascia. So there are four structures that pierce the clavipectoral fascia. So we have four structures that pierce these CP fascia. So the mnemonic for this I use is VLAN. What is the mnemonic? The mnemonic is VLAN. Okay. So what is VLAN? I'll just let you know. So V is for vein, L for lymphatics, A for artery, N for nerve. Okay. So these are the four structures that pass. So for vein, what is the vein? The vein is the cephalic vein. It is the cephalic vein. Okay. So the cephalic vein is the one which comes from the upper extremity, from the distal parts. Okay. And it travels from the lateral side of the hand and the forearm and the arm, and it enters into the deeper part or the deeper plane by piercing the CP fascia, and then it drains into the axillary vein or the subclavian vein. So it goes from the superficial to the deep plane. Okay, it goes from superficial to deep plane. L is for the lymphatics. Okay, so the lymphatics of the pectoral region, specifically of the pectoral region, that is the chest wall, anterior chest wall, the pectoral region, they drain into the apical group of axillary lymph nodes. Okay, so that is why they have to go deep. They have to go into the deeper plane. So they will again go from superficial to deep. What next? The axilla. The A. A is the artery. What is the artery? The artery is the thoracoacromial trunk. The thoracoacromial artery or the thoracoacromial trunk. So what is this artery? So this artery is the branch, the second branch of the second part of the axillary artery. Okay. So what it does from the second part, it arises if this is the artery, it arises if this is the second part of the axillary artery, it will arise like a small stub, very small stub. Okay, and then it will divide into further four branches. That is the ABCD, the acromial branch, pectoral branch, clavicular branch, and the deltoid branch. So this thoracoacromial artery, it is coming from the deeper plane. It pierces the CP fascia and goes into the superficial plane. So this will go from deep. It will be coming from the deeper plane outside into the superficial plane by piercing the CP fascia. What about the N? So N, you must have understood by now, it will be the nerve. And what is the nerve? It is the lateral pectoral nerve. The nerve is the lateral pectoral nerve. Okay, so the lateral pectoral nerve, what it is? It is the branch of the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. Okay, it is a branch of the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. And what it does, it has to supply the pectoralis major muscle. I have just now shown you the diagram. Okay, and in case you must have seen that the pectoralis major muscle lies above the CP fascia. So the nerve, lateral pectoral nerve, will have to pierce the CP fascia, come to the superficial plane, and then it will have to supply the pectoralis major muscle from the underneath. Okay, so that means it will be coming from the deeper plane and it will go into the superficial plane by piercing the CP fascia. So these are the four structures, that is VLAN, vein, lymphatics, artery, and nerve. So this is all about the structures that pass through the CP fascia. Okay, now let us move on to the axilla. So now let us start with the axilla. Okay, so axilla, also known as, that is in layman terms, it is called the armpit, right? Fine. So what is the axilla? Axilla is actually a space present in this area, okay, between, that is in the connection between the supex with the thorax, and this axilla, it is a space which is covered by 4 boundaries, the lateral wall, medial wall, anterior wall, posterior wall, along with the apex, okay, and it is actually pyramidal in the shape, okay. So now let us discuss the boundaries. And first we will see the diagram of the axilla. This is the shaft of humerus and I have denoted with H. Okay. Now what is this? This one is the lateral thoracic wall. Fine. And what is this? So this is the scapula. Scapula. Okay, so we have got these 3 structures that I have made, the bony structures kind of, and now let us see the muscles. So what is this? This is the pectoralis major muscle, and just beneath this we have the pectoralis minor muscle. Okay. So this is the pectoralis major and this is the pectoralis minor. The pectoral muscles, and this is the pectoralis minor. Okay. Now this is the anterior side. Okay. So this is the anterior side. So this is anterior, posterior, medial and lateral. Okay. Now on this side we have another muscle, and that is the subscapularis muscle. Okay, so this is underneath the scapula and it is the subscapularis muscle. Okay, now one muscle on this side that covers the lateral thoracic wall, and what is this muscle? It is the serratus anterior, and the serratus anterior muscle, it covers a major part of the it contributes a major part of the medial wall of the axilla. Okay, so the serratus anterior, and it covers the major part of the medial wall of the axilla. Okay, now on the lateral side, these are the lateral wall. This is the lateral wall, and on the lateral wall these are the 2 tendons that we have, this one and this one. Okay, so one is the coracobrachialis. Okay, so one is coracobrachialis and the other one is the short head of biceps. Other one is short head of the biceps brachii. Okay, so this is the axilla. Okay, and one of the major content of the axilla is the axillary sheath. What is this? This is the axillary sheath. This is the axillary sheath, and within this we have the axillary artery, and we have the axillary vein. Okay, and the cords of the brachial plexus, they are named lateral, medial and posterior with according to their relation with the axillary artery, and this can be seen over here. So the cord which is present lateral to this is the lateral cord, that is medial to the axillary artery. This is the this is the posterior to the axillary artery, posterior cord, and this one is medial to the axillary artery, so it is the medial cord. Okay, so this is the axillary sheath with the axillary artery, axillary vein, lateral cord, medial cord and the posterior cord. What is this? This is the medial cord, this is the lateral cord. Okay, this is the lateral cord, and what is this? This is the posterior cord. Okay, based on the relation with the axillary artery. Okay, so now let us see the boundaries and the contents of the axilla in a theoretical format. I'll rub it off. Okay. So the lateral wall, we start with the lateral wall of the axilla. So what is the lateral wall made from? So it has got the coracobrachialis. Okay, we saw in the diagram the coracobrachialis. Then it has the biceps brachii muscle. Okay, so these two form the lateral wall. It is the thinnest wall of the axilla. Now let us see the medial wall. What is next? Let us see the medial wall. Okay, so what forms the medial wall? So medial wall is formed by the serratus anterior. It is formed by the serratus anterior muscle. And what is the other thing that is formed? That is the intercostal spaces. Intercostal spaces. Okay. So now this is the lateral and the medial wall. Now let us see the other two walls. So what is the posterior wall? What is the posterior wall formed of? So the posterior wall is formed from two things. Okay, what is it formed of? It is actually made up of three things. So the first one and the most important one is the subscapularis muscle. Next we have the teres major, another important muscle, and we also have the latissimus dorsi. We also have the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay. Now, what forms the anterior wall? So, what forms the anterior wall? Let us see. Let us see the anterior wall. The anterior wall is made up from the pectoral muscles. So we have pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. Okay, so this is the walls and these are the boundaries of the axilla. Now let us see the contents. Okay, so the contents of axilla. So the contents of axilla is a very important topic, and it is very important that we remember the 8 contents of the axilla. So let us discuss the 8 contents of the axilla. So what are the 8 contents? So the first content of axilla is the axillary artery and its branches. The axillary artery with its branches. Okay. The next content is the axillary vein and its tributaries. Okay. Veins do not have branches, veins have tributaries. What is the third branch, or sorry, what is the third content? It is the cords of brachial plexus. Okay, the cords of brachial plexus we just saw in the diagram, and we also saw their relationship with the axillary artery based on which they are named. Okay, so the fourth content, it is the lymph nodes. So axillary group of lymph nodes. axillary group of lymph nodes. LN is the short for lymph node. Okay, so these are the 4 contents. The next 4 contents I'll write down after rubbing because I don't have much space. Now the 5th content. Okay, so the 5th content is a nerve that is the long. Okay, so it is the long thoracic nerve. So it is the long thoracic nerve. Take it. What is the long thoracic nerve? It is a branch directly coming from the roots of the brachial plexus C5, C6, C7. That is its roots. That is its root value. And long thoracic nerve and the other cords of the brachial plexus, their branches, everything I have discussed in the video of brachial plexus. I'll give the link in the description. Please go and watch. The sixth content, that is the intercostobrachial nerve. What is the content? It is the intercostobrachial nerve. So the intercostobrachial nerve, as the name suggests, it is a connectivity between the arm and the costal region, or the thoracic chest wall or the lateral chest wall. Okay, so it is a nerve that connects 2 nerves, or it is a nerve between as a connectivity between 2 nerves, the long thoracic nerve and the medial cutaneous nerve of the arm, which is a branch of the medial cord of the brachial plexus. Okay, the 7th content. The 7th content is the axillary tail of Spence. The axillary tail of Spence. Okay, and the last is the fibrofatty tissue. It is the fibrofatty tissue. So this is all about the contents of the axilla. Okay, so CP fascia I have discussed with the structures piercing it, the 4 structures, VLAN. Okay, next we discussed the axilla, the boundaries first, and now we have discussed the contents of the axilla. Okay, so we have discussed everything about the CP fascia and the axilla. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like the video, share this video with your friends and everyone, and also please subscribe to my channel and comment down in the comment section to let me know how you like the video. Also tell me what future videos you want to see. Thank you so much.